Good morning, everybody. Today, I'm going to be interviewing Heather Brent.
Wait, sorry. Actually, I didn't tell you this, but we're going to swap seats because I want to interview you for once.
Okay,
Do
let's
it.
do it. Wow, this is a first.
Ah, here we go. This is the Heather Brent takeover. Normally, you guys hear from Lance McHan. And we thought the other day, how come no one has ever interviewed you?
I don't know. It's kind of interesting.
Well, here we
I
are.
appreciate it.
So if you didn't know, this is the man, the myth, the legend. You do real estate.
I do real estate.
You actually just won an award.
I did. I was voted the #1 real estate agent in San Joaquin by the San Joaquin magazine by the people.
Which is a really big deal. I know you said they called you and you were like, how did I get this? But people nominated you and you won.
Yeah. So when they called, I get called all the time for advertising. And I told the lady, I'm like, sorry, I've already spent my advertising budget. And she's like, and I was about to hang up. And she's like, wait. You were voted the #1 real estate agent in San Joaquin magazine.
You almost hung up on her.
Yeah, I almost blew my
Your
award.
shot, yeah.
And I go, how'd that happen? Did somebody nominate me? Was it multiple choice? Like I don't get this. And she's like, no, people actually wrote you in. And I just had a moment right there. I was like, wow, people took the moment to write my name in there.
It's pretty freaking cool.
I was pretty grateful for that. Thank you, everybody.
Hey, thank you, San Joaquin.
Yeah.
How long have you been in real estate?
Well, about 18, I'm dating myself, 20 years, somewhere in between there.
He started when he was 10.
My parents had bought a multifamily and they had lived in the middle, and me and my brother lived in the apartment in the basement. And my parents had huge hearts, so they would take.
Well, now I know where you get it.
Right? We call it the McHan curse because sometimes it's too much, right? You give to the wrong people. And so my parents would rent to people who were just not good people. We'll keep it PG. And so I said, okay, Mom, Dad, no more. Like they have to go through me. You point them out to me, I'll interview them. And so it kept me from having a lot of headaches with my parents. And then in 2000, I got my real estate appraiser's license.
Awesome.
Did that, owned my own company, rode that until the market crashed. Stepped out of that. It was pretty devastating for a lot of people.
A lot of people, yeah.
And then I started doing odd jobs and fixing up some homes, and I started managing apartment complexes. So I managed like 27 doors. My buddy Ed Casillas, he was a broker, and he said, "Why don't you get your license?" I'm like, I hate real estate agents. And he's like, bro.
Here you are.
Yeah, here I am. I don't want to do that, man. I don't like real estate agents as a whole because they're, as an appraiser, I saw the bad side of real estate agents. And he understood that. And he's like, well, you could get your license and you could change people's mind one client at a time. And that touched me because I really care about people. We're going back to, I make a joke of the McHan curse, but I like to help people because it's currency for the soul, right? That's why you do what you do.
I like that.
And I did it, and I passed the first time, and I've been doing it ever since. And
you love it?
I love it. I love helping people.
Yeah, I have a feeling that one of the reasons why you love it is that you get to meet so many new people and you get to be out in this community.
You get to change people's lives.
Yeah.
And that's powerful to be able to hand somebody keys to a home that they never thought they would ever in their life be a homeowner.
Yeah.
Like guiding them through the steps. It's not easy. There's a lot of paperwork. You got to have credit, and making sure that they're taken care of. But on the flip side, on selling the home, you don't take a listing just to take a listing. I take a listing because I'm going to sell that home. Like that's my goal. Get you the most money as fast as possible.
What is the utmost favorite part of your job?
I love being out in the community, and doing real estate, but also meeting with business owners and connecting with them. A23, where is my studio where I do all my videos and stuff, where we're at now. Going to Papa Pavlo's, going to Fat City Barbecue, Victory Grill, Oddfellows, all just being out there and sharing my favorite restaurants and my favorite things. I forgot Jim Stars, with the community, letting them know, like, hey, there's other things out there. We tend to live in a bubble sometimes.
We do, and that's what I love about this community is that so many business owners, so many community members, they're so giving. They want to give back to this community. They want to make it better, and some have been working at it for years, and they will continue to do that.
Yeah, Mike Linker from Victory Grill, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Hey.
But I feel like you're one of those too. The first time I met you, you reached out to me about some nonprofit work. I believe it was for the veterans.
Dignity's
housing.
Alcove. Yeah,
yes.
I'm the president of the board for that. So it's a 42-bed veterans home, and it was struggling for a long time, and we got it. The budget was always in the negative, and now we're in a positive.
That's awesome.
So it's a wonderful feeling to be able to be a part of those little wins in the community.
What are some other things that you have coming up?
Well, gonna have a little business mixer at Papa Pablo's on the 22nd. I think it's gonna be outdoors. You could wear a mask, you could not wear a mask. I'm not gonna be enforcing any kind of rules.
Social distance.
Social distance. There's going to be some finger foods and just trying to bring people back together. I think people crave the connection.
Yeah. And coming from a marketing perspective for myself, it's time that we start,
People are hurting.
Yeah, people are hurting, and we've got to do something to change that.
We're in Grand Canal. Usually you see cars, parked along the water, and it's kind of empty right now.
Yeah, I feel like there's ways to keep the social distance but still be able to go back to some normalcy, which I think you're trying to do. So that's great.
Yeah.
What has been the highlight of your career thus far?
Wow. I was sitting with a broker. I'm being, recruited, but gently. He's like, hey, let's have coffee. And he's one of the top brokers here in the area. And
are you gonna shout him out?
Randy Thomas, right? Cornerstone Real Estate, great guy, love the guy. He's got he's got a great reputation, and he does good business. And so we were having coffee, and we were talking, and we were going back to the office, and after we had some Starbucks, and he goes, you're one of the top agents in Stockton. And I looked at him like, yeah, right. He's like, no, seriously, you're in the top 50. I'm like, no way. He's like, I'll show you. So we go back, and I was number 58, which I'm probably moved up a few rungs. So I was blown away. I'm like, me? I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy, right?
But you can.
Yes, you
can.
With Lance McHan, absolutely.
You've marketed yourself very well, but also it's, we kind of spoke about this earlier, you have humanized yourself. And I think that's one of the most important things in marketing. If you're a company or, if you work for yourself, is letting people know who you are.
Yeah.
So you've done a great job with social media, about putting their videos out there.
That was so scary in the beginning. My friend, a good friend of mine in Florida, Nick Sakis, he goes, you need to do a podcast. You need to start doing videos. I'm like, I'm not I'm too no. And yeah, exactly. I'm just too but people who know me oh, that is not you. But I'm like, okay. So I start out with doing little videos on my because one of my first videos was in Nothing Bundt Cakes in Lincoln Center.
Shout out to Mike.
Yeah. What's up, Mike Robinson?
He's such a good guy.
Man, I love that guy.
Yeah.
He was so amazing. I went in there, hey, can I do a video about your place? And they called the owner. He's like, yeah, sure. And I did the video, and he messaged me. He's like, hey, thank you so much for doing that. That means a lot to me. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wow, I just touched somebody's life, but I was kind of in the beginning, I was it was kind of a selfish reason. I was trying to promote myself and connect with, trying to connect with as many people as I possibly could. But then I was like, man, that was pretty sweet to be able to do that for somebody. Because I don't know.
Well, I think that's you start to learn that sometimes doing things that benefit you are also benefiting other people. So,
yeah, when I was when COVID hit, I was doing Facebook Lives for the restaurants that were struggling, letting the people I know that they were open. And Jennifer Pappas from Papa Pavlos, it was an emotion. I had her on the show the other day, and I went in there and it was emotional for her. She's like, I started crying. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. Tell the people what you want to hear. Yeah. She got 15,000 views on her videos.
That's awesome. Hey, high five to that. That's really cool. That's
and
awesome.
I screenshot and circle. I'm like, wow, this is cool.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm just, I was disappointed. I'm like, I get like 500 views on my videos.
Yeah,
you got 15,000. And she's like, really? I'm like, don't stop doing what you're doing. You're killing it.
It's so tough, and there's so many people who just they want to get back to normal, and they want to save their business. And it's terrible. Hopefully soon we can start doing that. I think
things are switching around. I think people are, new CDC guidelines come out pretty soon, or the stats come out, and it's far less than what everybody thought it was. So I think
it's getting better.
It's going to get better.
Let's see. What has been the most challenging thing with real estate, maybe for you or for your clients during this climate right now?
The market is on fire right now.
Yeah.
If you're thinking about selling, now is the time to sell. The we're 50% down in our inventory. The hardest thing right now is getting my client's offer accepted. Mm-hmm. But I have a few tricks on getting that done. Making our offer as strong as possible, giving them no opportunity but to say yes to us.
Got it.
Yeah.
If there is any little bit of advice, I don't want you to share all of your secrets, but if there's any little bit of advice that you would give to agents right now that are struggling, what would it be?
Market the heck out of yourself right now, because when the market opens back up, you want to have all that market share. So now is not the time to be shy with your advertising dollars.
Yeah, I have a few friends in real estate, and obviously watching you, like you've done a tremendous job, and I see a couple of others who are just really putting themselves out there. And I think even just from a marketing standpoint, like don't be afraid to start with one.
Yeah.
Because it's going to turn into 10 and then 20 and more, whether it's followers or buyers or sellers or whatever it may be, like it's okay to start at 0.
Absolutely. And this industry is bone crushing. It'll steal your soul if you let it, because it's some days you're just like, why am I doing this? When I was in the beginning, but like you said, it steamrolls, things build, you build momentum. Somebody says you treat people right, you put your needs last, put their needs first, and you will always win. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the best deal may not be the one you get a check from. Had a lady, a young couple, they wanted to see a home, and they say, we have an agent, but we want to fire her. She never returns our call. And I'm like, okay, I'll show you one home. And I met them. I'm like, okay, I feel like they're genuine. And so I showed them another home, and they're like, oh, we love it. This is our house. I'm like, cool. Let's go write the offer. Call your lender, have them send me the pre-approval letter. And the lender would not do it.
Because of the former real estate?
Yeah.
The former agent?
And they called me, or while we were there, she's like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, you buy the house. Don't worry about me. Like, I'm good with that. And they were
That's
like,
where that bleeding heart of yours, right? The McHan curse.
But before I got home, I had a stellar Google review and a stellar Zillow review from that couple.
Yeah. I feel like what you put out into the universe comes back to you. So the fact that you did that, like the universe has your back.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to take care of you, Lance. So
you get what you put in.
Yeah.
So, and they've referred me a couple people, and so it works out.
Yeah, it comes
Sometimes
back.
the deal is more important than the money.
Yeah, I get that. I agree. How do you balance all of this with family life? I know you've got one little one. Wait.
I know. She just turned 15.
Oh,
and I have 8. Yeah,
dang.
I know. We won't go down that road. And I have an 18-year-old. I'm fortunate because my kids are older. If they were young, I don't know how I would be able to do it. Right? Because
I got a 12 and 9. I can tell you, whew, it's tough.
It's tough sometimes, but sometimes I'll take them with me just to have that father-son, father-daughter time. And I share them with them. Well, my theory is I'm developing my children. I'm not raising them. So I share with them.
I dig that. I like that.
I share with them my wins and my losses, because out of the fire comes the sword, right? I lost everything in 2008 and 9. And I didn't know that, but that was one of my darkest times, but it was also one of my greatest times, but I didn't know it at that moment. And I was sharing that with my kids. I shared that with my daughter the other day, and I try to share back and forth because I don't always have them together. I'm like, I didn't know what I was going to do. I lost everything. And, I learned to live beneath my means, save my money, just try to, I didn't know that was going to be one of my best times, because right now, in real estate, knowing how to take care of people because I've been through it, not setting them up for failure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where they're cash poor and house rich. I've told people, I'm not going to help you buy a home because I'm setting you up for failure. And they ended up some people ended up buying a home anyways, but I didn't help them.
Yeah.
Right?
So, yeah.
So, I think that's...
Well, you've lived and learned through that, because back in 2008, 2009, and people who were, house rich?
Yeah, because you're paying all this money in your home, but you only have $500 left over every month to live on.
Yeah, which is not okay. So you have people who are eager to buy a house, and it's nice that you're guiding them the right way.
Yeah, and right now the housing market is so crazy. The interest rates are so low. Now, even though the market's tight, rent's $1,800, a mortgage is $1,800. So you weigh it out. Now's a really good time to buy, and a great time to sell.
If you can, yeah.
And if you can,
Almost an even better time to sell.
Yeah, man. If homes hit the market and they're getting 10 offers.
Yeah.
I was talking with an agent this morning, and she said the home has only been on the market for 3 days. She's like, we've already got 13 offers, and we were supposed to wait until Friday to review offers, and the seller wants to review them today because we have so many offers. I'm like, wow. And
I keep hearing that story over and over. So what's next? 5 years, 10 years? Where do you see yourself? What are you doing?
I just got my letter from the state of California that I'm cleared to take my broker's exam.
Nice.
So, bucket list, it's like the challenge I had, and one of the lessons I've learned from the downturn is I was a licensed appraiser, but I wasn't a certified appraiser. And when the market crashed, it goes trainee, licensed, and certified. So I have my own business, but I wasn't certified, which was the next level up. I didn't take the time to educate myself and go to that next level. So when the market crashed, all the trainees and licensed appraisers went away, and only people who could do business were certified appraisers. So I'm hedging toward the future. If the market shifts and, something happens and they make it stricter to be a real estate agent, I'm going to have my broker's license.
There you go. That's awesome. Very cool.
So,
what have we missed today? What am I missing about you?
I don't know. We've hit a lot of bases here.
Yeah?
So.
All right. Well, I'm excited that I got to interview you today.
Well, thank you. Thank you for taking the time.
Absolutely.
crashing my party.
How do you normally end your segments?
I don't know, kind of wing it. I need to come up with a catchphrase. But usually I say, yes, you can with Lance McHan.
Thanks for watching HB's Takeover today.
All right. Have a great day, everyone, and I will see you next time. My next guest is going to be Kevin Lincoln.
I'm excited for that.
Great. Take care.